The investigations continue at St. Michael's College School. Warnings issued on romaine lettuce.
Here's Danny Green for the win.
Danny Green saves his best trick for last. Humber News starts now.
I'm Christian Aguirre, here at the newsroom at Humber's North Campus. It's November 21st. Here's what's making news. Toronto police have expanded their investigation into assault allegations at St. Michael's College. They've now learned about 2 more incidents. Police now have received 2 new videos involving alleged assaults. 6 teens from schools have been arrested in connection with the original alleged sexual assault. 5 of the teens turned themselves in to the police on Monday. 1 was arrested at the school. Police believe there are more incidents and have asked witnesses to come forward. St. Michael's has expelled 8 students and suspended another. A man is in critical condition after being involved in a brawl at a Pusha T concert here in Toronto. The victim has life-threatening stab wounds. Hecklers threw drinks at rapper Pusha T while he was performing at the Danforth Music Hall. The fight broke out after the rapper started to perform his diss track about Drake. Police say 1 man was stabbed in the brawl and taken to a nearby hospital. The 2 others involved in the altercation were also taken to the hospital. The rapper came back on stage after security removed the brawlers. Pusha T alleged that Drake, his industry rival, organized the disturbance. So far, no charges have been made. The Canada Post strike is now in its 5th week. A series of rotating strikes began last month. The union is voicing concerns about health benefits and job security. Federal Labor Minister Patty Harju says if both sides do not reach a deal, the government will introduce back-to-work legislation. Past governments have ended previous strikes that way. The strike has caused a massive backlog of mail at delivering trucks and postal sorting centers. The provincial government is going to give municipalities $15 million to deal with pot. The funds will help cover costs associated with legalizing cannabis. All communities will receive at least $5,000 starting January. Finance Minister Vic Fedeli says the funds can only be used to heighten enforcement and increase response to public inquiries. The funds will also be used to increase paramedic and fire services. The municipal governments have until January 22nd to opt out of hosting the stores. The TTD announced that they will be launching a new series of hybrid buses. These buses are expected to be delivered next year. Transit officials say 55 hybrid buses will be delivered by the end of December. 200 more will come by the end of 2019. The eco-friendly vehicles use hybrid technology and runoff power that is generated on board the bus. The buses still use fuel to produce energy but consume up to 30% less. Each one of these buses is said to cost about $860,000. This price may be reasonable given the $25,000 each bus is going to save on fuel. Health Canada is warning Canadians to avoid romaine lettuce. An outbreak of E. coli has sent several people to the hospital. So far, 18 cases of the bacterial infection have become confirmed in Canada. In the U.S., 32 cases have also been confirmed. The federal government has yet to issue a mandatory recall of contaminated produce. Public Health Canada says this strain of E. coli is the same as the one that caused an outbreak last year. Health Canada has yet to identify how the lettuce came in contact with the bacteria. Overseas, a suicide bomber killed at least 50 people in the capital of Afghanistan and injured at least 80. Residents of Kabul were gathered in a wedding hall to celebrate the birthday of the Prophet Muhammad. The hall reportedly had over 1,000 people when a suicide bomber gained entry and detonated the bomb in the center of the crowd. The Taliban has denied involvement and condemned the attack. It's the deadliest in recent months, but no group has taken responsibility so far. U.S. President Donald Trump once again changed his mind on dealing with Saudi Arabia. He says he won't be tough on the Saudis over the murder of Jamal Khashoggi. He says his main goal is to avoid hurting the U.S. economy.
So Saudi Arabia has nothing to do with me. What does have to do with me is putting America first. They're buying hundreds of billions of dollars worth of things from this country. If I say we don't want to take your business, if I say we're going to cut it off, they will get the equipment, military equipment and other things from Russia and China. I'm not going to destroy the world economy, and I'm not going to destroy the economy for our country by being foolish with Saudi Arabia. So I think the
Trump
statement-
continues
wait
to
a minute.
defend
I think
Riyadh,
the statement,
even though a group of U.S.
was
lawmakers is
pretty
defending
obvious what I
justice.
said.
Khashoggi
It's
was
about
last seen
America
entering the
first.
Saudi embassy in Istanbul on October 2nd. A senior Mexican immigration official says options for a migrant caravan should be considered. 6,000 people have reached the border cities of Tijuana and Mexicali. However, with more migrants on the way, 10,000 is expected. Mexico's president has offered jobs, saying those who get legal status will occupy vacancies. However, many migrants still want to work north of the border in the USA. We are going to take a quick break, still ahead in the latest sports. But first, Paul Schubert has a preview of your 3-day forecast.
If you're going to be outside for any period of time today or tonight, you might want to add a few extra layers. It's very chilly outside and it's going to get even colder. I have your 3-day weather forecast coming up after the break.